Welcome to Relate, conversations that explore how resilience and empathy lead to authentic and trustworthy engagements in every corner of our lives. Whether you're figuring out the complexities of romantic and intimate relationships, navigating the changing dynamics of parenting, maintaining decades long friendships, or showing up as a leader in your local community, we're breaking down the frameworks that keep us connected. Hey, it's May. I have thoughts on these things, and today we are looking at something that sits heavy on my heart, and I know it sits heavy on many of yours too. Today we are talking about the forever myth versus the forever hope. Let's start with a beautiful milestone. Very soon, my parents will be celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, half a century of sharing life, weathering storms, and building a history together. On top of that, two of my sisters have been married for 18 and 20 years. Isn't that amazing? Back then, these longevity in marriages and relationships is really the norm. Nowadays, it's like a huge and sometimes miraculous accomplishment that we are in awe of. It's kind of crazy, I think. So, I look at my parents and my sisters and their spouses, and I feel immense love and pride, and even a sense of admiration for weathering tough times together. But if I'm being completely transparent with you, I also look at them and feel a profound sense of sadness because here I am, 45 years old, still struggling to even get married. Oh, I know. I have been married twice. And since those marriages ended, I have been engaged three times after that. Each of those chapters was deeply, deeply painful. And honestly, they were just sad. I didn't want them to end. I have always wanted to be a wife. I've always wanted someone to call my husband. I have spent years longing to find my person, that one person to share an entire lifetime with. And when you experience that kind of repeated heartbreak while watching the people you love successfully navigate decades of marriage, the whisper starts at the back of your mind. You start to ask yourself the hardest questions a human heart can ask. Is it just me? Am I not worthy of what they have? Am I simply not worthy of forever? What makes that ache even sharper is the quiet guilt that comes with being a mother. My son grew up without a father. For 15 years, it has just been the two of us here in the US, building a life from nothing. And throughout his childhood, a huge part of my deep longing for a husband wasn't just for me, it was for him. I desperately wanted to find a good man to be his father. There is a unique kind of pain in feeling like you've failed on two fronts. It hurts and it just completely sucks to sit back and think, I can't provide myself with a partner and I couldn't provide my son with a father. But this is where our framework relate has to step in. This is where we have to look at ourselves with extreme empathy and radical resilience. To anyone out there who is a single parent carrying that same guilt, look at what you have done. I walked away from these two marriages and these three engagements because despite how badly I wanted a husband, the circumstances of those relationships were broken. I refused to let a toxic blueprint become the foundation of my home. Walking away didn't mean I failed to give my son a father. It meant I had the resilience to protect his emotional and mental well being at all costs. You are not lacking because you are doing it alone. You are a protector, and you're pretty good at it. But let's talk about the practical reality of trying to find love today because at 45, it feels so damn impossible. And a huge reason for that is the absolute cultural whiplash of how dating has changed. I grew up in the Philippines where dating was approached in a much more traditional manner. When I was younger, dating had a clear purpose. It was respectful, it was intentional, and it was understood as a preparation for marriage. We did not play with people's hearts or time just for a thrill. There was a community structure around it too. But then, 15 years ago, I moved to this country and being exposed to the type of dating that is happening right now, specifically online dating, has been a massive shock to my system. I am on the apps right now, and to be completely blunt with you, I am absolutely sick of it. And I am sure many of you can relate. Dating has turned into a form of entertainment. It's treated like a game, a smartphone app you swipe on when you're bored, like Candy Crush. People use it for an ego boost, a quick distraction, or a casual night out. But for me, dating is not entertainment. It never has been. It is supposed to be part of the preparation for marriage. Every time I log onto these dating sites, I go in with an honest, clear intent. I am looking to be partnered. I am looking to find my forever. I am looking to be married. But on modern apps, having that clear, honest intention feels like it's completely frowned upon. If you say you want marriage, people panic, they run. They treat honesty like a red flag. So I feel like I have reached a total impasse. What am I supposed to do at this point? I don't go clubbing, I don't hang out at bars. I am a homebody who loves being on my own space. If the digital space is full of people who are not ready to be in real relationship and the traditional physical spaces aren't where I look for love, where do I find this person? Where do we find the people who actually want forever? We are going to dedicate an entire separate episode to the absolute madness of online dating later in this series, but I wanted to lay this perspective today because it plays directly into the myth we are trying to dismantle. When you add up the cultural whiplash, the app burnout, and the repeated heartbreaks, it feels like the end of the rope. So, how do we keep that rope from snapping? For me, the anchor is my favorite chapter in the entire Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I love these verses so much that I have memorized the entire chapter by heart. When the world tells me that dating is just entertainment or that I should hide my desire for marriage, I ground myself in this truth. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. When I recite these words, I realize the difference between the forever myth and the forever hope. The myth is what the dating apps sell you, that human beings are disposable entertainment and that you should lower your standards or hide your intentions just to keep a partner. The myth makes us feel unworthy when a relationship fails. But the forever hope is different. The hope is knowing that because true love is patient, protecting, and never failing, it is worth waiting for. My marriages and engagements didn't fail because I am unworthy of love. They ended because they did not match the standard of 1 Corinthians 13. I still believe in the foundation of marriage. I still believe I will get there because I know what love actually is. I refuse to accept anything less, even if the waiting room feels incredibly lonely. If you are sitting at the end of your rope today, feeling invisible, feeling like dating is an impossible game, or wondering if your honest intentions are too much for this modern world, I want you to hold on to the hope. Do not let a shallow world make you compromise a deep heart. I want to hear from you. Have you hit that impasse with online dating? How do you balance traditional values in a modern digital world? Reach out and share your perspective with me. Thank you for joining me for Relate Conversations. Go out there, practice empathy for your past, build resilience for your future, and hold out for an authentic engagement. I'm May, and I'll talk to you on Thursday.